Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Beautiful day in the Hudson Valley. Hopefully we get more like this. It's about 2:30, the 5th, Tuesday, about 45 degrees. There we are. Nice sunny day, so we know that means my batteries are nice and charged. So, I'm getting a late start today. I had to go to the accountant this morning. By the way, how could you tell you've been screwed really well? You have to come home and take a nap. So I came home and took a nap. Turns out, on top of all the taxes I already pay, and the property taxes for this dump, and everything else, and I'm only taking one exemption at work, and my wife pays quarterlies because of the piano business, and on top of everything else, I'm not quite sure how I managed it, but my accountant, I said, you know, I have a little more paperwork to get him, but I said, so, think I'm going to get a return this year? He goes, if a return means paying thousands to the IRS, the answer is no. I'm like, oh, come on, I can't owe them money. He goes, oh yeah, you owe them. So anyway, another screwing. Seeing as I'm distracted and twisted and all, what you see in your field of view here is a toolbox. This was my grandfather's toolbox. He died in 1995. He was born in Italy, and he came here the first time around the First World War, and he came permanently for the Second World War. He was a tile layer. As a matter of fact, he spent a lot of time working at the Brooklyn Naval Yard on ships. He used to do the galleys in the ships. So anyway, this is his toolbox, and I just thought it was interesting. When you open it up, I mean, sandpaper, probably made in America, probably says so, maybe. Yeah, look at, Norway. Flint paper from Norway. So, interesting. The date on this newspaper in here, I'm trying to look at it without destroying it further. And I don't know, I don't read Italian. I don't know if you could see this. I think it's May 16th, 1967. I think, and that's about when he retired. But for tools, we've got a hammer, an axe, carpenter's axe, by the way, because this is what you used to make windowsills. You didn't have all the high-tech ways of cutting angles, so you used to hack it out. A bunch of chisels, not in very good shape. I'm not quite sure what this piece of copper was for, or brass was for, so I'm not sure. So you can have electricity if there was only lights. Sharpening stone. They were big on sharpening stones back then. Big chisel. Kind of in rough shape. I thought this was interesting. It took me a minute to figure out what it is. Turns out it's probably a homemade belt hoop. It's made out of copper. Weighs quite a bit. But I think you put your belt right through this part, and then it would hang, and you would, I don't know, slip some tool here. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe a chisel. Maybe chisel one in there. More little pieces of newspaper I'm going to try to be careful with. More chisels. So one could see things were quite manual. Craftsman and all. Spoon. I don't know what it says. Oh, wait a minute. It says stainless, world stainless. So that was probably some stuff was starting to come in from Asia at this point. Candle. Interesting, candle and a spoon. My grandfather lived till he was 98? He might have been 100. I guess his little town of Cortina was destroyed during, I guess the Nazis went through it and burned a bunch of records and so forth. So we're not quite sure how old he was. I'm not quite sure what that is. A little saw. It's interesting, all this crap was made in America back in the day. But for a high-tech tool, I'm there are still guys out there who love these things. A Milwaukee or a Yankee screwdriver. Just says Good and Pratt. I don't know. Can you guys see this? I'm having trouble. Wait a minute. There you are. Good and Pratt. Made in the United States. Hopefully you guys could see this. So, Grandpa's Toolbox, everyone. Grandpa's Toolbox. 1967. It still smells. He used to smoke, we used to call them guinea stinkers when we were kids. They were these little cigars rolled in wine. They used to look like cat turds, so we used to call them guinea stinkers when we were growing up. My grandfather used to smoke them. He used to exhale, and it looked like a plume of smoke coming from a bus back then, a diesel bus. You know, that blue smoke. That's what it would look like when he exhaled those. So my grandmother hated when he smoked them. Says she would have to clean the house over again because they were so nasty. Anyway, folks, so a little nostalgia. I'm actually got to get off my my dead ass and stop playing nostalgia. And all the crap I took out of the garage, I got to figure out how to put back in there, and I got to put a carburetor on the Mojave. So I got some work to do. So I got to stop fooling around. Anyway, folks, live, love, have a great time. Remember to keep your tires down, your handlebars up. And we'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Sorry the videos aren't great this week. I've been distracted by, this was a 4-day run at work, and then, the accountant and a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully next week I could get off my dead ass and actually build something or start doing something a little more interesting rather than just getting these dead bikes running. All right, take care. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.